In order to move the first steps into the Python world, we have to first learn what data types Python supports. The first one is the bool, and a bool in Python is a Boolean value that can have either a value of true or false. Also, logical operations like AND or NOT can be performed on booleans. For example, here x and y are two booleans, and we can evaluate x or y, x and y, or not x. So, for example, in not x, if x is true, then not x is false. Also note that OR means that one of the two conditions are true. If x or y are true, then it will be true, the result will be true, otherwise false. In Python also, a bool is an int, an integer, a number, a natural number, and thus it can be used in other arithmetic operations. For example, we can sum true with false, or multiply true with false. Sometimes, for example, if we want to count how many results respect some conditions, the result of is this condition verified will be a boolean, true or false, and to count how many times this condition has been true, we just take the sum, because we are summing 1 or 0 if it's false. True is 1 and false is 0. The second data type is the integer, the int number. In Python, integers can have arbitrary size. You don't have to take care about how many digits you enter in the integer number. Talking about number, another data type is the float data type, which is a floating point number. In Python, precision depends usually on the implementation and by the system architecture. Usually the precision is not a problem. Another data type is the string, and we'll take a look only about the Python 3 versions, because the Python 2 one is deprecated. So I suggest you to start learning and write code in Python 3. Right now, in the November 2020. And a string can be a Unicode string or a byte string. So it's still a sequence of digits here, but a Unicode string is what you expect to be a string. Yeah, like this, hello, and to identify the string we use the symbols. But if you want the byte string, so the bytes underlining each character, we type the B inside the string. So in Python, strings are sequences of characters, like the tuples that we will see in the next slide. And each element is immutable. So I cannot access one of the characters and change its value. What is a? Is an ordered collection of values of any type. So strings are a particular type of tuples. We can see this. We can express the strings like this. tuples supports a tuple, so it supports indexing, and the elements are immutable, like the strings. A tuple is identified by this parenthesis and can be of any type of value. So it can be integer, strings inside the tuple, it could be a tuple of tuples, and whatever. But they are immutable, so I cannot select them by using this notation. I'm selecting the third element because this is the 0th, the first, the second, and the third one, the third element, which is a tuple itself. So here I want to change the value of Python to something else. I cannot do that in a tuple because it is immutable. Also, since the strings are a particular type of tuple, in order to access for the third character inside a string, you use the same notation here. But again, strings are immutable, so you cannot redeclare a part of that string. Another similar type of sequence is the list, which is again an ordered collection of values of any type, but the elements are mutable. So right now we can declare the list using this notation here, and right now we have, for example, in the list we can comprise a tuple or a list itself, why not? But Python allows us to redeclare one of the elements inside the tuple, one or more, of course. Finally, a set is an unordered collection of unique values. So usually the set is used to extrapolate from a list or from a list the unique values of that list, because this set collects only unique values, but it's unordered. And finally, the last data type allowed in Python is the dictionary, dict. A dictionary is an ordered collection of unique key values pairs, so the keys should be unique. And we use this notation in which we have the key dot dot the value, and of course the value could be a string, a list, and so on. So these are the main 8 data types that we'll encounter in the next Python course. So let's move on and let's start coding, starting by the next course. See you next time.